So this is a platform where I'm going to write my Python codes or machine learning codes or data science codes. So the platform name is Jupyter Notebook. You can download it with this URL, anaconda.com. From here, you can download this tool. You don't have to download right now, but later on you can download this tool in order to write Python codes. So we will not talk about much about the Python. We will talk about the pandas. So what is pandas? If you have any idea about pandas, then just share it with me about pandas. You can unmute yourself and you can answer. What is pandas? What do you think?
It's mainly used for file handling and doing performing tasks on the CSV files and all.
Okay,
Basically,
that's correct.
Panda, we can use Panda for uh, visualizing the data. Like, are
Visualizing
we
the
using
data.
the
No, not visualizing the data. Not exactly visualizing the data. Any other answer about
For
pandas?
create for creating tabular forms.
For creating tabular forms. So I got some answers like,
Just like Excel sheets, like
yeah,
forming rows and columns with that.
just give me a second. I got answers like file handling, then handling tabular data, and sorry, now you can come again. You were saying something. Excel data and
Data
kind
manipulation.
data manipulation. Manipulation and any idea? You said file handling. File handling means we can have two types of files or maybe three types of files: structured, unstructured, semi-structured. So pandas will work on structured or unstructured. Tell me, pandas will work on structured data or unstructured data?
Unstructured.
structured
Unstructured.
data?
Okay, now we are getting mixed answers. So I'll tell you, pandas will handle the structured data. Structured data means data which is in a tabular form. That will be handled by the pandas. For example, we will take some examples. In my F drive, I'm having some files like 50 startup. So you can see the name 50 underscore startup. And the extension of this file is, you can see the extension .csv. Going to open this file in Notepad. Now tell me how my data is separated. How my data is separated.
Comma.
With comma. You can see R&D spend, comma, administration, comma, marketing, comma, state, comma, profit. So my data is separated with comma. You need to remember few things: your file name, your extension, your drive path, and how your data is separated. So it is separated by comma. Now I'm going to import this file into the pandas. So first of all, we need to import that library, import pandas as PD. Now, with the help of this PD, we will going to open that file. First of all, I'm going to import that file from the hard drive to the Python environment. So I have to create one variable. That variable will consist of the entire data. So that variable could be anything. Let's say data. Data equals to pd.read underscore csv. In this, we need to mention the drive path. So what was my drive path? F drive. So I'll write F drive there. F drive. File name was 50 startup and the extension was .csv. Now, after this, we need to pass one more parameter, that is delimiter. Delimiter equals to how my data was separated?
Comma.
Comma. So delimiter is nothing but your separation. So you have to mention comma here. Now I'm going to run this query with shift enter. And now I'm going to show you the content of data. Say, my entire data has been imported from my hard drive to Python in one single line. So this is the power of pandas. Now we will perform some analysis on this data. Not exactly in this data. We'll take some more data. Now I'm going to remove this query as of now. And I'm going to import one more file, pd.read_csv from the same drive, F drive, and the file name is data.csv, delimiter same, comma. You can see the content. This is my data. Okay. Now we will perform some operations related to pandas. But before that, I'll give you one more use case. We'll create one more file. Let's say name, age, gender. Now we'll add some data. Let's say Ayushi, age 45, gender female, Atul, age 23, gender male. We'll add some data into this. Shivangi, 12. This should be comma. Almost last observation. Let's say Mayank, age 52, male. Now, in place of comma, I will switch this to hash. Going to save this file, let's say in D drive with the name, let's say covid.csv. Okay, so file is already there. Okay, just wait. Mobile data, mobile.csv already there. We'll save into some other drive, E drive, mobile.csv. Saved. So now I want to open this file. Now tell me how we will going to open this file. First, we need to create a variable, then same command, pd.read_csv. Now here what I need to type.
Drive name.
Drive.
E drive,
Mobile.
mobile.csv,
mobile.csv
delimiter, comma,
delimiter
Hash.
hash. Because my data is separated with hash. So we need to mention here hash, same thing. Now we will check. You can see my content. If it is comma, then you can see your output. But if you are providing the right delimiter, then it will show you the right content. Now we will switch to this part.
If
We'll
we are
copy
not
paste.
providing delimiter,
Then it will take by default comma.
okay.
By default, it is comma. See, if I'm going to run this, if I'm going to display data, you can see I'm actually able to see my data. If I'm not providing this, still it will take comma by default. Okay. So now we will switch to the next part. Now, what is the dimension of my data? Now tell me how many rows and columns we have in this data. How many rows and columns I have in this data?
11 rows.
Columns.
5.
Everyone sure 11 rows, 5 column? See, this is
12.
index. This is
12 rows
12
and
rows.
4 columns.
12 rows and 4 columns. See, it is starting from 0. 0 to 11 means 1 to 11 is 11 and 0 is 12. So how you can check your data shape? You can check by typing the command data.shape. This will going to give you the count of row and column. You can see the output. 12, 4. This is nothing but your count of rows and column. I'm having 12 rows and 4 columns in my data. Okay. Now suppose this is my entire data. Suppose if my data contains 1 lakh rows, it will display 1 lakh rows in this console. So that will be very hard to scroll down, scroll up. Now let's say I want to display only top 5 rows. Then there we have to use one more function, that is head. Head is a function of pandas that will going to show you, that will going to display only top 5 rows. Only top 5 rows. You can see the output. Top 5 rows. Suppose if you want to display top 3 rows, then you have to mention here 3. This will going to display top 3 rows. If only
Yeah,
one, yeah.
yeah. Like if we want to print the last 5 data, then we use tail. But
Yeah.
if we, yeah, we if we give the command data dot get minus 5,
Mhm.
then it can print last data maybe.
If we print what?
Like if I'm giving the command data dot head minus 5, then what
Mhm.
it print?
Data dot minus 5. Okay. First
Yeah,
of all, tell me, if
minus
I'm going
5.
to write 5, what it will going to print?
5.
Five
You
5
rows.
can
rows. 5 rows.
starting point. Yeah,
Yeah. If we are not providing anything, then
Full rows.
5
only
rows.
5
5
rows.
rows.
Only
5
5. Yeah.
rows. Now, if it is minus 5, you can see what exactly is happening here. It is
Eh,
excluding last 5 rows.
yeah.
It is excluding last 5 rows.
Okay. It means we need to use tail for printing last 5
Yeah,
rows.
that is why we always prefer to use tail method. Like
Yeah.
data.tail, this will going to display by default, this will going to display last 5 rows. You can see last 5 rows. If you want to display only the last row, then 1. This will going to display last row. Okay.
Hello.
Yes.
Actually, underscore CSV extension or file, sorry, syntax or file extension.
Sorry, you're not audible. You asked something related to file extension. Just go again.
और pd.ready underscore CSV.
Mm-hmm.
इसमें underscore CSV extension है फाइल का या syntax है वो?
It is a syntax. It is a syntax.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. We'll switch to Excel file as well after this. Now, suppose this is my data. I want to split my data. Make sure you need to remember in pandas treated this as index. Pandas is having two kind of indexes, row index and column index. This is on 0 location. This is first location. This is second location. This is third location. So now just wait. We will going to split my data. We can split our data into 2 ways, either row wise or either column wise. What I mean is we can split our data like this fashion or maybe this fashion. So we have two techniques. Scroll. Okay. We have two techniques. We have two methods, ilock and lock. So ilock. We'll use this to split via column. We'll use this to split via rows. Now suppose if I want to split my data column wise, suppose this one, then which method I should prefer, ilock or lock?
ilock.
I lock.
Ilock, because it is for column splitting. So we will have to use ilock. Now tell me the indexing. What indexing we want? I told you this is on 0.
1 and 2. 1 and 2.
Now we want 1 and 2. In Python, just wait. In Python, if you are going to write data like 1, 2, 5, it will not consider 5. Python always exclude the upper bound value. If you are going to write 1 to 5, it will start from 1, it will go till 4. It will not consider 5. So now tell me, what should I write here? 1 to 2, is that right?
3.
1 to 3.
1 to 3.
1 to 3, okay. Now we'll switch to this part. We're going to split the column. We have to split columns from where? From this data. So I'll write data dot ilog. We'll use ilog because we are going to split my data via column wise. The syntax is always colon, comma. Now we have to pass the index. So we need to extract 1 to 2. So what I have to write? 1 to 2 or what? 1 to 3.
1 to 3.
1 to 3. Now this will going to extract the data, whatever we have on first index and second index. You can see the answers, age and salary. So this is how you can extract your data in a column fashion. Now suppose if you want to extract, yeah.
Why the first colon, comma?
Why
The
the
dialog.
Okay. Just I'm going to rub this. Now I'll write the explanation. This column is for considering all columns, comma for all rows.
If we want to print the alternate rows, then alternate column we create.
With lock, ilog, you can't do that. Manually, you have to type.
Oh.
Now I'm going to extract row wise. Let's say, suppose I want to extract this. So I have to use ilog.
Lock.
Lock. I have to use lock, not ilog. Why? Because we are doing splitting row wise. So for row wise, we have to use lock method. What is the indexing?
2 to 7.
2 to 7.
Yeah.
See, I have not teaching you about the Python, but in Python, we have only one exception. Lock method will not exclude, it will include. So data dot lock, what you said about the indexing? 3 to
2 to 7.
2 to 7. It will print the data from 2 to 7, not 2 to 6. You can see the outputs.
Okay.
Okay, so only one exception is there in Python, a function which will not going to exclude the data, that is lock. It is a question of your objective type question is also there for this. Which function of Python not consider the upper bound value? So that is lock function. Now I have one question. Suppose I want to extract data like this. Now tell me what will be the coding. First of all, tell me about the column wise splitting. What will be the query for column wise?
ilog
Data.ilog colon comma
2 to 4.
2 to 4. Is that correct? 2 to 4?
Yes.
Yes. Now tell me about the row wise indexing. Sorry, row wise splitting.
Data doc.
Data.lock 7 to 10.
7 to 10. Now, sorry, doubt. Okay. Now we will going to merge
In this
both the
data.log,
queries.
we are not going to use colon, comma first.
No, it is a part of syntax. For ilock, you need to mention colon, comma. For lock, you don't need to mention. Now we will going to merge both the queries together. So we will get this answer from 79,000 to 34,000. We'll check this. Data dot, I'm going to merge both the queries. 2 to 4 dot lock, data is already there, so we don't need to mention again. 7 to 10. You can see the answer. Same answer we are getting. Is that clear? Any doubt, question, please ask.
No.
Okay. Now if you want to delete any column on any row, so the prerequisite for that is access. Access have values 1 and 0. 1 is for row. Sorry, it is for row or horizontal alignment. Access 1, it is for column or vertical alignment. Now, new line. First, I'll display data. Then I'll show you how we can remove a column. Now tell me which column you want to remove. Tell me the column name.
Age.
Age.
Country.
Suppose yeah, actually country is fine, because country we should remove country because we have so many messy data. So we're going to remove country. So we have to write data.drop. Then the column name. What is the column name? Country. So I'll write country. And we have to provide the axis. Why axis? I'll tell you. How exactly you want to remove this country? This way or this way? Tell me.
Column wise.
Horizontal.
Vertical, in a vertical fashion. So what should be the value of axis?
1.
1. So we have to provide here axis equals to 1. Now you can see your output. Okay. Now suppose if I want to delete any row, let's say I want to delete China. So we have to provide, just wait, first I'll print the data, then we'll perform deletion. Data.drop, tell me the index of the row.
6.
China, for China.
0.
0. Access,
1. 1.
0.
we'll check in the notes.
0.
0.
You can see 0. 0 is for row. So I'll provide here 0. You can see your data. China has been vanished. Now, suppose if I'm doing some modification on my data, can I save that file in my hard drive? We will check that too. Suppose this is my file. I'm going to remove country column. Data equals to data.drop country.
Can we give for that country also at indexing 0?
That is only suitable for iLock.
1.
Okay.
Suppose I want to delete some more information. Let's say 11th row. So I'll write data equals to data.drop 11. Access should be 0. Now this is my data. Okay. Now how I can save this data into my hard drive? So we have a query for that, data.to_CSV. Then after this, inside this, we need to mention the path. Let's say I want to save this in E drive, or let's say D drive, with the name Nathan.csv. Nathan.csv. Going to execute this query, run. We'll check in D drive whether we have this file or not. D drive. Nathan. Here it is. So you can see your data. Country column is not there. 11th row is also not there. So we have so many things in pandas that will be a part of advanced pandas. This is just a basic pandas, because now we have to switch to visualization part. So now I'm almost about to switch the topic. If you have any doubt, question related to pandas, you can ask.
Can we retrieve it again after
Sorry?
the dropping and saving the?
After dropping and
Sure.
saving the file, just repeat.
I'm just asking, can we retrieve the old one data again after the dropping the country?
No, we can't. We can't.
How?
If you want, the file is already there. You can see whatever changes we have made, whatever changes we have made, it is
Okay.
still there in this data file. You can see data is still there. Your entire data is still there in this file. You have created a new data. That new data is saved in this particular location with the name Nitin. This data you can't be undo. You can't retrieve the entire old data, but you can access that data while importing the same file, which we have already done before.
Yeah, like just we can drop any row, but we don't want to affect the structure of the whole data.
Mm-hmm.
Like we just want to remove the only country have some data. Just want to remove only data, not the heading of country.
You
Can
want
we
to
do
you want to
like
remove only you don't want to remove country, but you want to remove what?
all data that have country?
All data that have country. I'm not getting you. Just elaborate.
Like I'm just want to remove the India, other India, China, everything. Only these two only, but not affect the country name.
So
Actually,
if
like
in
He asking
yeah, I'm
Mhm.
just asking like the drop work like we can perform some tasks in SQL. Drop work like same in SQL or any other.
See, if you want to access any particular location, let's say if you want to access this Nitin, then in which column this Nitin comes up? Tell me the column name.
0.
Column
11
name, country,
Country.
column name, data
Yeah.
of country. Now tell me the index of Nitin, this index,
10.
10. I'll write 10. You can access directly this value like this. If you want to
Yeah.
change this, you can change it. If you want to remove these things, I can remove. If you want to calculate the number of I in your data, I can calculate that. If you want to filter your data like uh, I want those persons, I want that data where my purchase value is yes. I want that data where my purchase value is yes. Tell me how many data would be there? How much row will be there in that case? I'm talking about that data where my purchase value is yes. How many rows would be there?
12.
8,
Purchase value yes, where purchase value
8,
yes.
8, 8,
Seven rows.
7,
Seven.
7.
7. Okay. So this is just like a SQL query, how we can do this. So first of all, we need to filter from the entire data. So I'll write data because I need entire data. Then inside this, what was my condition? My condition was where my data purchase value is yes. So I'll write here inside this, where my data purchase value is yes. I'll write purchase value is equals to yes. This will going to display all the rows where my purchase value is yes. You can see. Only that data where my purchase value is yes. If it is no, then it will display only that data where my purchase value is no. Even you can count the number of rows 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Count here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you can perform these kind of operations as well.
Sir, one question.
Mhm.
Just like you give the example of dropping a column. So if there is a situation where we have to drop some random columns, or first we have to drop the second column, then fifth, and then sixth, then eighth. So what is the syntax for that?
Random column means the values will be coming from the user or what?
No, no. For example, firstly, I have to drop the country, then salary, and then purchase. Like second column, then fifth column, then sixth column, like that. If a situation arises where I do not require those variables or those columns, so can we drop that simultaneously in one code, or do we have
Okay.
to code again and again?
Okay, okay, I got it. Data.drop. We're asking, I guess, this country. Then the next one is age. This thing. If you want to delete simultaneously so many columns, you just need to mention their names inside this, and access, you need to provide the access. It will delete those columns in a one go, in a one line.
Oh, okay, okay. Got it, sir. Thank you.
Okay, okay, welcome. Now we will switch to the visualization part. So what is visualization? Tell me, what is visualization? What do you think?
Using charts and graph to better understand data.
That's good. Any other
Graphical
answer?
representation of data.
Yeah, that is also good. Visualizing your data on different plots. That could be histogram, that could be pie chart, that could be scatter plot, that could be box plot. We have different graphs. So now we will use one picture. First of all, I'm going to import one data. Data equals to pd.read underscore csv f drive company salary delimiter equals to comma. Now going to display the content. This is my data. Now first I'll tell you about my data. Suppose I want to check during my this age or this age which company I should join. I should join HCL, or I should join Google, or I should join Microsoft. I have to check this. So how I can check that? We will use graph to check which company I should join under the age between 40 to 45, or 50 to 55, or 20 to 25, 20 to 30. So we have a list of data. We have employee whose age is 20. He's working in HCL and his salary is 70,000. We have one more employee whose age is 20. His salary, he's working in Google and his salary is 20,000. One more employee, age 20, working in Microsoft and salary is 19,000. So we have a couple of salaries from different companies from the same age group. Now we will going to plot this data into the visualization part. So for visualizing thing, again, we need to import one library. That is import matplotlib dot pyplot as PLT. This is the library which will be responsible for visualizing your data. Now I'm going to use this PLT just like PD. So what I'm going to do, first I will plot age in HCL data, then age Google data, then age Microsoft data. So PLT dot plot data of age and then data of HCL. Going to plot this, you can see the output. Similarly, we will going to do the same thing for Google and Microsoft. So I have to write data of age. Then next one, tell me, data of Google. Sorry. PLT dot plot
Plot,
data of age,
comma, date of Google.
data of Google, correct. This is Google graph. Now we have to plot for Microsoft. So we have to write
PLT dot
PLT dot plot
plot. Dot plot.
data of
Data of age,
mhm.
comma, data of Microsoft.
What we understand using this graph?
I'll tell you after this. So this is my graph of employee who's having same age and different company. I need to check on which age group I should join which company. I should join Google, Microsoft, or HCL at the age group between 40 to 45, or let's say 50 to 60. I need to check these things. So what I will do, instead of plotting these pictures in different plots, we will concatenate all the results together. Means See this. I'm going to run this code. Now it is better understanding. Now we can better visualize which company we should join. But can you tell me orange line representing the salary of which company? Orange line, this orange
Google.
line. Google, maybe someone will say
Sorry, green line,
Microsoft.
Google.
No, this orange line. But how you are sure about that? How you are sure about that?
Depends upon salary.
Depends upon salary, but in this, what we will do, we will use one function plt.legend, and in this, we will going to pass the data. First, I have plotted the salary for HCL, then I will write here HCL. Secondly, I have plotted the salary for Microsoft, I'll write Microsoft. Third, I have plotted the data for my Google, I'll write Google. Now I will run this. Now you can see blue line representing the salary of HCL, orange line representing Microsoft, green line Google. Now, what is your x-axis?
Age.
Age. How we can configure that? So we'll write plt.xlabel and write age of, no, sorry, employee age. Sorry, employees age or age of employee. You can see the output, employee's age. Y-axis,
Rupees salary.
salary. PLT dot Y label salary or employee salaries. You can see this. Now tell me the title for this. Age versus salary, or
PLT dot O.
yeah, or we can write comparing the salary comparison. You can see this. Now it is a better understand. Now this will gives us better understanding. Now something which I have to tell you. Suppose I want to change the line of this green line. I want to change the color of this line. So this is the salary of Google. Here it is Google. I want to change the color. So I'll write color equals to, let's say, black. You can see now it is black. Suppose I want to put marker on the lines. Let's say on the Microsoft salary, I want to put marker. What is marker? I'll tell you after this. Marker, okay, small 0. You can see this is marker. Suppose if you want to increase the line width, then line width not auto populating. Maybe somewhere I'm doing wrong. Okay. Line.
For auto populating, what is the shortcut?
Tab key.
Okay.
Okay, I'll check whether it is working or not. So I'll write, let's say 10. Yes, it is working. It is working. 4. That is fine. That looks fine. Now suppose if you want to change the line style, let's say for Google, I'll change the line style. Style equals to, let's say, dotted line. You can see inside that I want to put marker. I'll put marker also. Marker equals to O. Now, next part, can we increase the size, because this picture is very, very messy. So how we can increase the dimension? So for that, plt.figure fig size There we need to provide the dimension. Let's say 10 comma 6. You can see 10 is nothing but my width and 6 is my height. I can change it 20, let's say 4. You can see this. Now I can easily compare my data. Suppose I want to check between 35 to 40. So this is my 35 and this is my 40. So I want to check which company I should join, which company is giving me more salary. So this orange company is giving me more salary in this age group. So my first preference should be this orange company. Or after that, I should prefer this Google salary, Google company. So in visualization part, we can find out the insights. We can visualize our data. We can find out the insights from our data. In this also, you can find out Google is providing more salary. Then there's Microsoft and last HCL. So this is the visualization part. We have so many different plots. We have scatter plot, we have box plot, pie chart, heat map, so many plots. So, but in this session, we have restricted to some limited tasks. So this is all I have to explain in this session. If you have any doubt, any query, you can ask. Any question, any doubt. And yes, before that, I want to explain you about the machine learning and data science. Visualization part comes under data science. In that, we can have maths, basically stats, and different graphs, and some stats functions like mean, median, mode, standard deviation, variance. These things will be required. For machine learning, sorry, just mute. For machine learning, we have to understand some models like linear regression, multilinear regression, decision tree, support vector, random forest, logistic, k nearest neighbor, naive Bayes, boosting algorithms like XGBoost, gradient boosting, AdaBoost. These are the algorithms which we will going to use in machine learning. And machine learning is a domain. I'll tell you about the machine learning. Let's say you have a data of diabetic patients. In that you have patients red blood count cells. Let's say I'll write that. Their RBC values, their WBC values, white blood cells, their hemoglobin, their insulin value, their glucose value, their blood sugar, and a result, whether a person is suffering from diabetes or not. So we will have a couple of results, let's say 100 rows, 200 rows. Suppose I have a data. What I will do, I will keep this data into my database and I will create one model from the help of machine learning. I will train that model with this data. My model will train. Once my model is trained, my model will start making prediction of the future data. Let's say now I have a patient and I'm having their red blood count values, their WBC count values, their hemoglobin values, their insulin values, their glucose value, their blood sugar value. Now I want to predict whether he is suffering from diabetes or not. Now my machine learning will going to predict on the basis of previous learning, on the learning with the previous data. On the basis of that learning, my model will going to tell you whether this person is suffering from diabetes or not. Even in cancer, machine learning model is there. Even in corona, currently machine learning model is there to find out the better understanding of the data. So we applied machine learning there in COVID data as well. What all factors are impacting with this coronavirus infection? So we need to find out the crucial factors. Is it impacting your white blood cells, red blood cells, immunity, your amino acids, your insulin acid, your liver? I guess in liver we have so many acids. In pancreas also it is impacting. So currently we are also working on COVID data. So these all things you will be gone through in the machine learning session. In that, you will going to learn about different model, different approaches, plus the NLP part. NLP is natural language processing, how computer exactly understand text. And yes, the deep learning. Deep learning is how computer understand data very deeply. In that, you will have the image recognition system as well. How computer understand images, whether the given image belongs to a dog or belongs to a cat or belongs to any special celebrity. We're going to understand these things in deep learning. So we'll have these sections in machine learning, data science, and artificial intelligence. Any doubt, query, ask, please ask. Any sort of question, doubt, query related to any profile, any technology, you can ask. You can share your questions, your doubts.
Yeah, we can use step value in iLOC and lock.
We can use
Step value in Python is there, right? Start
step.
value, step value in slicing.
Okay, yeah, you can do that. You can do that. Index values you can provide into the iLOC
No.
method.
I'm asking about a step value.
Step value is like, I'll tell you, like this.
No. Starting in starting value, end value, and step value.
Okay, step value, increment factor, you
Yes,
mean?
increment and
Yeah,
decrement.
you can do
Decrement
that.
factors.
Yeah, you can do that, but generally in data science, machine learning, we don't do this. Actually, we don't do this. Any doubt?
No, sir.
Okay, so we are good to go. So we'll end the session. If you have any doubt, any question, you can check with ma'am as well. And you can, if you have any doubt, question, as of now, you can ask to me as well directly.
And one more doubt.
Yes.
And what is the difference between NumPy and Pandas?
NumPy and Pandas. When it comes to a NumPy will going to understand your data which is in an array form. What is array?
Collection of a single type of variables.
Collection of a homogeneous element. Collection of homogeneous element. In your array, your data should be same. Entire element should be same. If it is an integer, they all should be integer. If it is a float, they all should be float. If it is a textual data, everything should be textual. But when it comes to pandas, pandas can have heterogeneous data. And NumPy is extremely very fast. NumPy is the fastest library of Python. You should remember this always.
As a beginner, if I want to start the data science, what is the first step
You have to learn Python.
after the Python?
After the Python, you have to start with data science, machine learning, both together.
Okay, but which thing first I start, like data analyzing, data visualization,
Just rough work you
some
have to go
library
through
like
with the,
NumPy.
yeah, you have to go through with the some statistical terms like standard deviation, mean, median, mode, regression, and this libraries like Matplotlib, Seaborn, Pandas, NumPy.
Okay.
Okay, so bye-bye, take care. I hope the session was
Sir,
informative. Yes.
So how can we get these notes, sir? The sheets.
Sheets, I'm not sure about that. Maybe you have to check with ma'am. You have to
Thank you,
check with
sir.
ma'am. Okay. Welcome
Okay.
everyone. Bye. Take
Thank you
care.
so much,
Stay
sir.
safe.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome you too as well.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome everyone.
Thank
Welcome.
you, sir.
Welcome.
Thank you, sir.
So much, sir.
Welcome.
We should leave now. Hello.
Hello.
We should leave. Hello, ma'am. The session is over. We should leave now.
will be good.
Hello, 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 hello.
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 Yeah, hi. So, how's the webinar?
That's good.
Good stuff.
Okay. So, guys, you all have submitted your, attendance.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Hello, 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 hello.
Yes, Maqsood
Hello.
Bey.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Yeah.
No, sir. I didn't get the link of this
Attendance
attendance. Sir.
link, sir?
Yeah, I have already shared the attendance link. Just a moment. I'm going to share it again.
Okay, sir.
Okay, just a moment. We'll share the link over the mail, okay? So
Okay,
that
sir.
you can just submit it and our HR will connect you, okay? Accordingly.
Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yes. Okay, sir.
You should leave now.
So can we leave, sir?
Yeah, sure. You can leave, okay?
Thank you, sir.
Thank
Sir
you,
has
sir.
Thank you.
ended the session, right?
What?
Sorry, sir. We didn't get it. Hello.
Hello. Yes, hello.
Yes, sir. You were saying something.
So the session has been end up now, okay? So
Okay, sir.
you can leave the session, okay?
Okay,
Okay,
sir.
sir.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Hello.
Yeah, hello.
I didn't get any attendance links. Sir.
I will share over the mail, okay?
Okay, sir. Can you send the mail?
Yes. So please
Yeah,
submit.
please check your chat. I think that was mentioned in the chat box.
Actually,
Attendance link.
yes. So actually, I'm not hosting the session right now. So
In my chat box, nothing, sir.
yeah. I think so you joined the session late. That is why. Okay.
Yeah, yes, sir.
So, team will send the attendance link over the mail. So please submit your today's attendance. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Okay, okay, sir. Okay.
Sir, not received any attendance link by mail.
The team will send the attendance link over the mail. Okay.
Okay.
Okay.